Hello, everybody. Cohenversations number 36. Today is, I think, Cinco de Mayo. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Or as they say in Spanish, Happy Cinco de Mayo. Hi, Toddy. Hi, Larry. How are you? Yes, I made it on not much later than I had planned to make it on. Um, Today was another full day of work, and Larry Quino's here. You're awake. Good for you. Larry and I did a magnificent job at work today, as well as Devin, our instructor, who is our on-air talent. We knocked out three of the webinars that we were planning on doing, which is all the ones we were planning on doing today. Um, she was magnificent, and it was far less stressful today than it was yesterday just trying to set up for the whole thing. But of course, it has been a long day. Got home from the office after filming and had a bunch of other stuff to do for work. So I've been on the computer ever since, and then just realized that it was 3 o'clock. And I thought, wow, once again, absolutely no idea what to talk about. But maybe what I should talk about is this probably obsessive compulsive drive of mine to finish something once I've begun it. Um, there was an assignment that was given to us to get done for work, and I started on it. And it's very tedious. It's just looking up numbers and things like that. And seriously, I could not stop midway through. Um, Probably should have. Not that it's complete, but at least I've knocked out 2 years worth of numbers. Hey, how's that? And I thought, yeah, that's just sort of the way I do things. I get very, very frustrated if I'm not able to complete a goal. Um, One of the reasons I continue with these, because I set a goal to do these, and I will continue to do these. And that sounds like I don't enjoy them. Of course, I enjoy them. But I enjoy reading too. And Kaisa always wonders why I will finish reading a book. Hi, Owen. Why I will finish reading a book even when I realize pretty early on that it's not a good book, or at least that it's not the book for me. But I will finish reading it. Um, it, I suppose it's a compulsion. I have a hard time stopping something midway through. In a lot of ways, that's really good. In other ways, it probably wastes a lot of time. Um, but on the other hand, I don't really have to put a lot of effort into thinking about what I'm going to do when I'm in mid project, because the answer to that is finish it. Howdy, Rick. Um, so that's what my life seems to be becoming, is setting a goal and knocking it out. Um, which brings up, you know, stopping rehearsals midway through because of the coronavirus. Um, it's tough when I am unable to finish something that I've started. Wait, I've got to read this. Owen says, I'm the opposite. I always have to find ways to inspire myself to go on. But you find them. And the key is you do go on, And so we're kind of in the same boat. I would not say that's the opposite. I mean, it's easy for me because I don't have to find reasons to inspire myself to go on. It's simple. I started it. I have to go on. But it's an important thing to do is to try to finish something. Uh, you may not be pleased with the outcome. I've certainly finished projects that I looked at afterward and said, wow, that's awful. Um, but they're complete. And then I can move on to something else. Um, yeah, Rick has just talked about being a writer, and the goal is to finish it. You don't worry if it's good or bad. We are all terrible self-editors. I know I am a terrible self-editor. I have to stop myself from dwelling on a certain part that's just not right. Um, there are always going to be problems. Nothing is perfect. Nothing is perfect. And uh, especially when we're working on things like these video webinars that we're doing for work, I can nitpick forever and we'll never get anything done. And considering my compulsion, that could kill me because I have to get things done. So it is essential for me to constantly back up and say, you know, that's good. It's good enough. There are certain things that good enough isn't good enough. It's got to be great. But for the vast majority of things that you need to tackle on any given day, good enough isn't going to kill you. Good enough is probably, especially if you're looking at it through a very self-critical eye, good enough is probably way better than anyone would expect. So that is, I guess, my lesson. You continue on, you deal with it, you finish things, you move on to the next project, and don't dwell on if it's the best it can possibly be. Rick, you're wrong. I am perfect, so stop that talk right now. By the way, this is exciting because this is what I intended this entire thing to be, is a conversation, hence the name Cohenversations. You get that? It is not a Cohen rambling on and on and on to a camera. That's not the point of this. So thank you for jumping in and discussing these things. Um, but yes, back to my point. I am perfect, Rick, so stop that. You can delete that comment. Go back, delete that comment. Um, so it's very nice that these projects are continuing. My thought is that someday, hopefully long after the conversations have ended, when they've dried up to a little crispy nugget that gets blown away on the wind, I will have a chance to come back and sit and read or listen to what I said and actually look and say which ones worked, which ones didn't. Um, and at that point decide if it was worth it. For me. For me. Oh, there goes my wife wandering back and forth, waving hello. A guest appearance. There you are. Hi. Anyway, um, Owen Lovejoy says he's more voyeuristic than participatory. On the other hand, Owen simply showing up makes it participation. Um, that, by the way, Now I'm rambling off on a different course, but I will, and this isn't a good way to end things. That is one of my only disappointments about returning to work is that I'm missing Owen's live performances. I'm catching them later on, but I'm missing them live, and there is something fun about listening to Owen live on his balcony at 2 o'clock. So, oh, what's Rick say here? Bah, I just mean when writing, some people want it to be perfect, which can cause you to rewrite forever and not be done. I would have said finished, but that's okay. Good enough. Gotta decide when it's finished, or you'll never stop. Ah, but if you had said finished the first time, then you couldn't say it the second time because then it would be redundant, and that would be bad. So forget it. You did great. Anyway, I'm not going to ramble on anymore, but it is good to be here. It was a very busy day at work. My sister's here. Hello, big sister. And you got here just in time for me to leave. Um, I will be working once again tomorrow and the next day and Friday. So who knows what time I will start these things. I will try to start them as close to 3 as possible. But in the meantime, happy, happy Cinco de Mayo. Um, we've actually got some margaritas in the fridge. And it's people who are not big drinkers. Woohoo! That's great. Um, oh, thank you, Larry. Um, and just remember to wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Stay far apart from each other, especially now that things are starting to open up. You know how stupid people can be. Please, you don't be stupid. Be safe. Stay away from people. And take good care of yourselves. And know I love you. Thanks for joining me. I will talk to you tomorrow.